Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our core data tutorial series. And in this particular tutorial we are going to be taking a look at how we can limit the number of results that get returned from a fetch request. So let's say, for example, you have a dashboard screen, or maybe you're doing a widget or something like that, and you need the top so-and-so to-do lists with the most amount of projects done, or rather to-do items done, or you need the top so-and-so number of projects with the top number of tasks complete and stuff like that. Well, the fetch limit property of a fetch request allows us to do that. So let's go ahead and jump into Xcode and get started. So we're going to start with our SwiftUI project, because the SwiftUI project is going to, the way we define a fetch limit is going to be pretty much the same as how we do it in UIKit/AppKit land, because the fetch request property wrapper doesn't allow you to specify a fetch limit. You have to create that fetch request and then set the property on the fetch request itself. All right, so that's what we're doing here. Let's say we only want let's say we only want the top 3 projects, right? So inside of Xcode, what we'll do is we'll say request dot fetch limit equals 3. So now every time we run this fetch request, we will have a maximum of 3 projects displayed to us. However, because we're not using the fetch request property wrapper for this, we do need to make sure that we at least get a fetch, right? We need to make sure that we have a fetch that makes sense for the initial state. So here we can say self.projects equals data controller dot get all projects. And I'm doing this inside of an onAppear modifier because, well, this is what we want to do when the view appears. We want to get all of our projects from the fetch request or from core data. So go ahead and save it and run your code. Here we are. You can see some kind of project. Project 1. Project 2. And that's it, because we only have we're only displaying 3 projects. Now you can also apply a sort descriptor to this, and that would work just fine. There's nothing bad about that necessarily. It just depends on how you want your fetch request to behave. So that's how you can assign a fetch limit to your fetch request in a SwiftUI based application. It's a little bit more work than it would be to have just the fetch request property wrapper, but that's just how it goes, unfortunately. So now let's go ahead and go into our UIKit based application. All right. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave our sort descriptor in here, but I'm also going to say request dot fetch limit equals, we'll say 3 this time. Again, just like we did previously. And we'll change this to, let's say, false. So now we should see to-do list 5, 4, and 3. Go ahead and save it. Run the code. All right, here we are. Now we can see to-do list 5, to-do list 4, and to-do list 3, and that's it. We only see the first 3 results that we get. All right, so that is your very quick tutorial on how you can adjust the number of items you retrieve from a fetch request using the fetch limit property on an NS fetch request. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.